shit, it's Monday, March the 6th, 2023. Welcome back. Glad you made it, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Thank you for joining me again here. If you've been with me for some time, shout out to you, sending all the love and support right back at you. If you're just joining us today, buckle up, buckle down. We're going to have a lot of fun today, talking about different things. I had a great weekend. I hope you guys and gals had a great weekend wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet, aka the Blue Marble. If you're here in Canada, shout out. If you're down south in the US, further down south in Mexico, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Cambodia, Sudan, the Congo, wherever you're at, Japan, Taiwan, what's up, baby? Everybody doing it big, doing it medium, doing it small. Oh man, it's exciting times, baby boys, baby girls. We've got a lot to go through today. Had a great, excellent weekend myself personally, and we'll get into that, the events that unraveled, and some, we'll share some personal stories today, and then we'll also go into a little bit of this, that, and the other as well. We'll see where it goes. I've been writing a little bit, and I think this is actually, I'm very excited about this particular episode today because of the particular weekend that I had. I think this is something that I can potentially take. This is something that it's a story that I like to get into, and maybe it's something that I could work into this could go on stage if I work on it, maybe. We'll see, but it needs to, and that's what we do. Tell a story, hoping to make you guys laugh through it, and maybe we'll all learn some, maybe we'll all learn a few lessons. And regardless, before I get into that personal story today, I do wanna, the UFC was lit, 285. Watched it. Thank you very much from beginning to the end. And that's what's up, baby boys and girls. I absolutely, again, used to watch it when I was a teenager. Kind of fell off as I got a little bit older. My love for it rekindled with the Schmandy Pandy. Thank you, Schmandy Pandy, for rekindling some relations there. So that's what it is. It's glass half full mentality all day, every day. And my favorite fight of the night, obviously, I had to be John Jones, the GOAT. It was fantastic. Cyril Gane is shout out to everybody. I say this with a lot of respect and love, but there's levels to this shit, to that shit. And I'm not aware of the levels, but these guys are all top tier professional fighters, but to see another grown, extra large human being, and I say this with all due respect to Cyril, but it looked as if John Jones was just like, I got a job to do, it's about to get handled, and a little bit of ragdolling, not gonna lie, I'm just gonna come in here and that's what's up. Hell of a comeback. Not that he ever went anywhere, but again, there was a 3-year, I believe, hiatus, and welcome back, new champ, heavyweight, kicking, butt taking name. So I really enjoyed that fight. It was quick, it was to the point. That's how you make a statement. That's, again, I'm not an expert, but just like from a viewership perspective, that's a decisive W. You could just see the look of shock in Cyril's face, and again, like, with much due respect, and it's something that I could not even so. But still, again, levels to everything, and that's where he says, he was just like, what just happened? I think a lot of us were like, what just happened? How fast was that? Jeez Louise, and we're talking about two large human beings. It's fantastic. I loved it. Thank you for that. Other fights that I want to mention quickly: Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso, also one of my favorite fights. The ladies kicked butt. W for Alexa, congratulations. Another interesting little fight that I'd like to mention that I loved for the fighting aspects of it, but also for the humor that was unintentional, but nonetheless highly appreciated. I'm talking about Cameron Simon versus Mana Martinez. Love the fight, but man, oh man, the kick to the nuts, not once, but twice. And I say this I've been kicked in the nuts as a dude. I think most of us go through life at one point or another, by accident or on purpose, whether you're playing sports, playing with friends, who knows what's going on. Maybe just whatevs. You just like to stand outside and kick your pal in the nuts for about half an hour, just fucking right there to the nads. Now it's my turn. But the point is, anytime it happens, the first time you're like, okay, accident. And I know for Cameron this has happened before, and it sucks. As I don't think it was intentional. I don't think anybody thinks that. And everybody, I like genuinely love fighters, because it's just like, again, it's incredible what you guys and gals do out there. I appreciate you. But the first kick to the nats, shit happens, accident. The second time, I'm not gonna lie, dude, as soon as Martinez got kicked in the nuts, I couldn't hold myself. It just came out naturally, and it was funny and hilarious, as much as I feel bad for you. But like, also, like, that shit, it's the worst. And then, yeah, it's just, at that point I was wondering if there's gonna be a third, because one of those things where you're like, don't want to, and then it happens. So it's like painful, my heart goes out, but there's a natural part, like any of us, if you were to see a fella get kicked in the nuts, pretty hilarious. Now, twice in a few minutes, come on. Oh man, I couldn't hold myself. If I rewatch it again, I'll probably burst into laughter. So overall, I'm just saying, for different reasons, again, entertainment, fighting, sportsmanship, people coming together, all that, community, sweat, blood, tears, hard work on the part of the athletes, appreciation of the hard work on the part of the fans. It's incredible what you guys do out there, what you ladies do out there. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, man, let's get into today's gonna be, this one's gonna be, man, it's gonna be fun. This one's gonna be fun, boys and girls. Let me just get a sip of this before we get going. And I wrote a lot about this because I want to be able to, I think this is a story that I could potentially later on utilize, probably on stage. So this is, you guys will get the first batch. I don't know how it's gonna come out, but I'll just tell you guys the story, tell you ladies the story, and man, oh man, we'll have fun with it. So let's just start with this. Ask yourselves this. No, ask me this. Go ahead and ask me. Ask me if I got blessed on the weekend, son. Daughters, sisters, brothers. Oh, did your boy get blessed on the weekend? Yes sir. Yes sirs. We got blessed. I'm talking about that good loving. Thank you very much. It was a fun, fantastic weekend. Which actually, it all started, it happened 2 weeks ago as well, just a little meet up, a little link up, if you will, I love this. It's underrepresented, it's underappreciated. The term hookup is a nice little hookup, if you will. Happened twice. Yeah, once the initial time was roughly 2 weeks ago, met up, got togethers, and had a fun time. Not gonna lie to you, fam. Had to be there. But if you were, it would have been a different sitch. I had a lot of fun. My lady friend had a lot of fun. Hopefully, that's what she said. And first time went well, so that's why we're like, a couple of weeks goes by, we're just loosey-goosey having a good old time here, just hooking up. Because every once in a while, you do need some loving and, whatever human interactions that you guys are for, whether you're in a monogamous relationship, whether you're out there single, dating, maybe you are practicing, whatever you're doing, your relations. It's a much needed part of our lives. It's beautiful. But anyway, the first time goes well. We meet up again the second time, and I wouldn't normally, I think there's a lot of humor in this particular story, and we're gonna get right into it. But and that's my motto: a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell unless there's literally something hilarious in it. And in that case, man, the gentleman does kiss and tell because it's fucking hilarious, at least in my mind. Looking at everything now, and man, oh man, we'll all be able to look back at this and laugh. So the second time, this beautiful lady and I hook up, we're doing the, things are, things are vibing. She's digging me, I'm digging her. It's going nice, it's going tight. And we were, I'm the my love making is I don't have that much of a, I don't have too much of a big large load, let's say, compared to what seems to be surfacing on the interwebs, at least, because I don't have any like personal experience with, like, I don't know but from what I see, and I compare my load to other men's online loads, mine seems a little bit less. I'll just tell you, I'm not like a big, you won't get a big old, like, it's all right, it's nothing, like, it's not, but I'm not like a big splasher, if you, I'm not there's not much quantity. There's a little bit, there's definitely some there, but it's not like, again, if I were to like quantify it, I'd say on a good day, tablespoon, 2 tablespoons maybe sometimes, you know what I mean? I don't even know. Large, good sized tablespoons, fam. That's a good size, like, 2 tablespoons. That's a good. Well, how much more do you need? Do you need, and you see different things sometimes on the interwebs, and it's like, not that I'm comparing or anything, but it's just because I guess it's essential to the story, all of this. Every little detail is essential, and we must not skip a step. We don't cut corners here, we don't skip steps, we go in and we find the thing that leads to the other thing. Let me get a sip of this before we get into it. Man, oh man. So I'm not a big, I'm not a big comer. Like, I'll come, but I'm not a big, I don't have the big loads as some gentlemen do out there. And my thing is, the first time that I have sex is probably like, it doesn't matter who it's with. It's, I won't last that long. It'll be like, depending on how long it's been. If it's been a long time and I'm like going in, it's been a long time, 30 seconds to a minute, boom, right there. But that's, that's fine. Sometimes 2.5 minutes. Hells yeah, dude. Hells yeah. First round, if it's been a while, 2.5 minutes. You kidding me? But I'm the type of, I do like to go on a little bit longer afterwards, and it gets better. I hope it's incremental. The second time gets a little bit longer. If there is a third time, maybe a little bit longer, and so on and so forth, depending on the stitch, depending on circumstances, and your body and my body's changing on a regular basis. I'm no longer the man that I used to be compared to my early 20s, I'll tell you that. But having said that, I'm still, it's all right, not gonna lie. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but at the same rate, it's what it is. I'm happy with it. Everything's fine and dandy, no problemo. So these are just the little backgrounds that I like to fill you in with, so that you know what we're dealing with, what we're going into today's discussion with. So let me get another sip of this. Oh my. So we're in the fast forward to the second time making love, which was this Friday evening. Thank you very much. And we're making the love the first round, typical, a couple of minutes here or there. Your boy nuts, everybody's happy. Do the old-fashioned cuddle, which I gotta say, I love the cuddle. Cuddle is underappreciated. The cuddling is underrepresented, frankly. I don't know other men. I don't know how, like, y'all, but I typically have learned that, or I've listened, or, females like the cuddling. Some men do, some men don't. I don't know. Me, as a dude, I can speak for myself, I'm a big cuddler. I like a good fucking cuddle. A combo of fucking and cuddling all day, every day. Minutes, 5, 10, 15 minutes of cuddle, whatever it takes, because it's like, it's nice. I like, and at the same time, I'm looking at me and my life, and this story should not be like, any story for that matter. Anything I say or do here is for your entertainment purposes only. If you're looking for success and ultimate, deep, meaningful happiness, do somewhat the opposite of what I say or do in my life, and you should be all right, not gonna lie to you. But don't be like, oh man, this is like, I don't want this to be, I'm just telling you something that happened, and it's nice to share stories, really. That's what brings us all closer together. So I like to cuddle. I'm a cuddler, if you will. All fucking big spoon, like, and every once in a while, not gonna lie, I'll little spoon too. If we should flip the table flip the script, shuffle the cups. Where's the ball under the cups? Why you keep hustling me? It's been 5 rounds. I've lost a lot of money on playing cups. Point is, if we turn around naturally, I happen to be small spoon, and it's not even small. And small and large spoon is not so much about size; it's rather mentality. That's what I say to myself when I'm small spoon. So that's what it is. It's not often, but I'm just saying a good hug, a cuddle is appreciated, and it's reciprocated, and I like it, and I gives it back, and it's nice. So that's what I enjoy, man. But so yeah, we were going in, first round great, second round fantastic. Things are getting heated. Third or fourth round, I can't particularly. I think it was third. Yeah, it was probably the third round. We're doing it. We're having fun. Everybody's high-fiving, going around, everybody's in good spirits. I arrive, I climax. I'm about to pull out. I do pull out, and then I look down, and then unfortunately, oh, whoopsie daisy, where'd the condom go? Where's the condom? Not on me cock right there. Where is it? I swear to God, I went in there with a condom, but now, no condom. And the condom's basically pulling an old David Blaine or Chris Angel, just sleight of hand or sleight of cock, if you will. Here, see me now, where am I a minute after? Now you see me, now you don't. The old hide and go seek. So I'm like, oh no, well, what's going on here? So that's what it is, ladies and gents. And that is, when all of a sudden you're just like, oh, we've been having so much fun thus far. And not to say the fun doesn't continue or not that it didn't, but there is that instant moment where I'm like, oh man, this is, and we make eye contact, and she's obviously like, we're both concerned a little bit. I'm just like, hang in there for a second. Let me reach around. Let me just see if I've left something in there. So I'm there now, searching for, searching for a condom. Hold on. Searching for a condom, and it wasn't the easiest thing to find. Let's say that it wasn't and this isn't the first time that's this sort of thing. I'm sure it's happened to other people as well, and that's it's just hilarious. I'm searching for it. I eventually find it as she's holding still. I pull it out, and there's that initial concern, but also here's the thing. Neither of us were too concerned, especially I'll say, at least from my perspective. And then here's the thing. Going back, why did I mention that I don't come that much? I'm not a big, and I know that's not all it takes is one. I know that. I completely, I'm not I'm not trying to bro science this, but legit, it was the third time. There's literally nothing. There was a little bit something in the condom. And I think this is what happened. Here's the thought process that I had. Let's break it down, see if any of this makes sense. I'm like, what happened? Did the condom come off whilst we were doing the sex? Or did the condom come off as I arrived and ejacked, you know what I'm saying? And then, because that's when the peen, at least for this guy, shrinks a little bit, just a wee bit. And as you pull out, you might, and this doesn't happen too often. This really hasn't happened. Maybe once or twice, similar situations in a lifetime, it's happened. It's definitely, I could definitely say it's happened before, and not to, to different degrees and varying situations, of course. But this time, yeah, and I'm looking at the condom. There's a little bit of fluid in there. I'm like, did I come in the condom? Did I come inside this beautiful lady? What? And there's that thought. You're like, oh no, what do we do? So we're like, okay, we'll just whatever. We'll hang, and after we'll go get the morning after pill, or the Plan B as it's called. I don't know what it's called in your nation or state or wherever your province, but this is, I get it from a Shoppers Drug Mart, which is a pharmacy, and that's what it is, 24/7, baby. Thank you very much, doctor, Mr. Pharmacist, Mr. Medicine Man, coming in with the essentials, the goods, man. But that's what it is. It's so funny, and again, retrospect. Right then, the initial was like, oh no, what happened for a second? But after you look at it, it is in slow motion. I could see my own face. I could see her face going from, oh man, we're having a great time. This is tight. This is fun. To be like, oh no, and it's like, up, and then a little bit still up, but overall, like, you know, the mood, like, you do get a little bit of, but it being together, you talk it out. Obviously nobody wants this kind of stuff to happen, and luckily we got access to the meds, goods, the good goods, and that's what it is, man. But hilarious nonetheless. And you know, I guess different things I should probably, like, these are the things that I do want to tell you guys, because I find it, you know, just through experiences, fun to share. It's fun to learn and grow in different situations. My thing is, you know, as I've been aging, growing, becoming little by little, you know, throughout the years, you know, getting more mature with a capital M, hopefully. Your boy tries, you know, I'm not, you know, this is, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that, I was trying to say that honesty is the best policy, and I always try to keep it, you know, as real as it is, as straightforward as it is, and honest. And yeah, that's the thing. So that's why right now I'm actually very, you know, happily dating around, doing single things, but not so much, like, it does happen, I'm open to it, whatever, you know, I'm open to fun, that's all I'm open to, that's the thing. Living life, my major focus is like comedy, going out there, doing as many spots as I can get my hands on, and then coming in here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Thank you very much. If you're wondering where can you get access to these beautiful videos, on Instagram, on YouTube, on patreon.com/RobTadji, that's where. Thank you for asking. But other than that, I'm just like, I don't have time for any like large commitments or long, because literally it's a lifestyle that I don't, you know, I don't see myself being ready to be able to commit to anybody. I don't have the energy, the mental capacity or time, or nor do I have the desire right now. That's what it is. I sign up for the old, you know, mutual, let's have a little bit of fun, and then everybody's on their merry way. That's for the time being, at least, until, you know, who knows what holds in store for all of us down the line. But right now my focus is my work, my focus is my comedy. But this is a hilarious story that I'd like to share at one point. And you know, during the lovemaking sesh, a lot of things do go down that you learn about yourself and you learn about other people. It's nice to have intimate moments like that, and I highly appreciate it. Now I gotta say, I'm not a big dirty talker. I'm not good at dirty talk. I don't have a lot of like dirty talk in me. And I don't even know what to say in terms of dirty talk. If it was like, you know, what are we talking about? That's where I get a little bit, you know, because there's certain things I know, like, you know, women's like, or I don't even know if it's something that you naturally, I don't know what it is. Like, I can't just be like, I don't feel comfortable calling somebody a slut or a whore. That's like, you know, that's not my thing. Should you want me to call you that, I will. But it's just like, for me, it's just like, it's because I respect women, first of all. Thank you very much. That's what, but I do understand how there is some sort of association sometimes with, when we're doing the sex, all of us, to everybody to different degrees, you're quote unquote doing this, like, you're doing the dirty dirt. There's got to be a level of like dirtiness to it sometimes, and maybe it already is to a certain level, dirty for you. And then sometimes you add a couple of vocabularies in there, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, this is, yeah, who's my little, you know, who's my little, and oh, I'm your little, and it reverses. Guys could be sound, I don't know what the guy version of so essentially what I'm trying to tell you is I'm not good at dirty talk. I can't just be like, I can't call you a whore. You know what I mean? I have in the past. Slut, sure, if somebody wants to, and we're just going. I'm not gonna stop if something's like. I'm a yes and guy. I'll say that I'm a yes and guy. So I'm not gonna be like. I'm not gonna, you know. I'll yes and with you. But the point is, naturally, I don't really know what to say sometimes, and you know, not that you should say, to each their own. I'm just saying, but every once in a while, I like to give a compliment. I'm a complimentary kind of fella. I like to give a compliment, a little lovemaking, mixed in with a little bit of a compliment, and it comes in varying degrees and different. You gotta assess the situation. One of my all-time favorites, and I do say this generally speaking, is one of the things that I say it about life as well. I say it about day-to-day living as well. What you know, you go out there, you're like, man, that's tight. That shit tight. Today's tight. It's gonna be a tight night. That tight. So I go in there, and I'm in there in the middle of it. Like, I don't say that. I'd be like, and you've said it. You probably said it. This is something I'm sure somebody has said to somebody. I went, oh, this feels, you're tight. That feels good. This feels tight. This is tight. You got a tight badge. Your puss is tight. That's a compliment. That You know, it comes out way better than like, it's not just because right now I'm saying it, we're not, you know, obviously, so it's like, but in the moment, this feels tight, or that pussy tight, you know, when you're in it, when you're trying to put in a little bit of the dirty talk, that's I don't know what to say. What do you say? It's weird. The whole like dirty talk, if I have, but it's not weird. It's nice to a certain degree. I just, you know, it's the whole thing with I can't, you know, there's clashes of the worlds, because at one point I'm like, respect women, but then like dirty talk, and I do respect women, but then there's the dirty talk. Worlds collide, and I guess that's why everything's got a place and a setting and a set, and you know, and that's what it is. So everything makes sense in its right setting, and that's what a dirty talk in the bedroom, yes. Dirty talk outside of bedroom, also, if you're into it, yes. I don't even know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I said, you know, feels tight, if nice, yeah, I'm giving a compliment essentially is what I'm trying to do. My beautiful lady friend came back with, I don't necessarily think so, followed by a sentence resembling, from what I recollect, something like this. I'm not quite sure about that, is what she said. And she's like, because my ex-boyfriend was bigger than you. And I'm just like, we're in the middle of, and that's just like, you know, and these are things that, you know, it's whatevs. It's, you know, I don't need to, you know, in the middle of them love makings, you know, it's like, it's fine. I don't care. I'm not, you know, I don't have a big cack. I've got the most average cack out, and it's literally the most average thing you can think of. 6 inches, no more, no less, not too girthy, not too thin. It's just like, it's literally the most average cock you can think of. My cock right there. So I've grown to, I know I'm not the biggest fella out there. And as a matter of fact, anytime I do get a lovely opportunity, if I could sleep with a lady, I already go in knowing I'm probably not the biggest fella out there that they've been with. I'm sure because hooking up with a guy that's got a big pack is a thing. I think a lot of ladies like, it's a thing that you do, you know, at one point or another. Some, I'm not saying all, but some, you know, they're like, let me go for a really big fella for whatever, you know, and you know what it is. So, and then years of experience, you're like, maybe not too big, you know. And there is, I don't know what too big is. For if I had an extra inch, I don't think that would have been too, even a 2 extra, anything beyond, honestly, like 8 inches, I think would be a little bit, but I don't know. Is that just something the guys with the 9-inch or 12-inch dicks say? There's yeah, you don't even want this big old hog between your legs, and I don't know what it is. After a certain point, there is too much. And I'm saying, I know myself, I'm not too much. I'm not too little, I'm not too much, right down the center. But that's just like, and that's been always my attitude, dude. Like, you know, medium-sized dick energy all day, a consistent medium-sized dick energy. You feel me, fam? Right there in the center, reliable medium-sized dick size energy, right there in the center of things. Not too far, you know, it's lacking in things, but not too much to be like, whoa, freaking out the whole scene and ruining vibes and shit. So I'm just right down the center, reg dick, doing it. And yeah, it's just like and that was, I guess, maybe her version of dirty talk. Nothing of it, but it's just like one of those extra pieces of information that, you know. And I've had this I've had another lady at one point way back also say something in the similar, like, oh, you know, it's not as big as you know, you're. It's good that you're not that, because it doesn't hurt. Some along those lines. It's good that you're not that big, because this is like, I thought you'd be big. Some along those lines. And I don't need. Here's the thing, ladies, ladies, thank you very much for everything. Honestly, seriously, it's anytime a lady spends time with a dude, it's highly appreciated, at least from this fella's perspective. Nothing is taken for granted, I'll say that. But that being said, when conversing, when we're, you know, exchanging compliments, I'm building you up, and I believe what I say. It genuinely is tight. It feels nice. Don't tell me my package is not that big, or that, and this hasn't happened, like, and I don't honestly, but I'm just saying for your own sake, if you want to, like, just putting it out there, it's no different, and we'll get into it, but like, that's just information a guy doesn't, you know, that's not you're not hurting me, but it's not a confidence booster either. I'll say it like that. I'll say it like that. It's what it is that, yeah, no guy wants to hear, oh yeah, my ex, or you know, oh, I've had, oh thank God your your regular penis doesn't hurt, because there's some guys with larger penises out there, which are, thank God you don't have a large. I don't need to know that. Let me, for one evening, pretend I know it's a lie. You know it's a lie. Everybody knows it's a lie. But let me live in that peace for a couple of hours. Let me pretend that I could be the biggest guy, so that you don't have to come with the extra information. I don't need to know about you. Anybody out there that you've hooked up or you've been with a boyfriend or whatever in the past that has had a bigger package than me. I'm sure there's other guys with bigger dicks. I'm not contending here for largest dick in town. No way. But it's just, and I think they don't mean anything. I don't have, like, genuinely, it's just funny to hear. My feelings don't get hurt. I'm a full grown man, like, comfortable in my body and all that jazz. But it is funny to hear when ladies be like, yeah, you're not, like, thinking maybe that's a positive thing. It's lie to me. As a matter of fact, lie to me next time. If anybody, you know, down the line, lie to me, tell me, be like, oh my God, you are, and I know it's but it's okay, it's fine. A little bit of lying in particular situations, you could just be like, yeah, this is, man, you are filling this puss up real good because you the biggest, or something like that, something along the, I don't even know, but like, use your imagination. The point is, and if you don't want to give a compliment like that, you don't need to come to me and let me know that I don't have a big, you know, I know I don't. It's reg size. I've said this from get go. Like, there's no question. There shouldn't be a surprise as to, like. But I get it. Obviously, like, we're just meeting and all. But just this is, I guess, a large portion of this is a big PSA. If anything, we're all learning multiple lessons during this whole conversation and story. Yeah, but I don't need to be informed that I'm not, you know, there's other men out there, that ladies, that's one, it's no different than, you know, me coming in here and be like, man, you're type of, like, my ex was tighter, you know what I'm saying? You got nice tits, but, you know, this other lady that I hooked up with, nicer. And it's not like anything on you, but like, I don't need to have that image of an ex with a big package in my mind. Whatevs, no big deal. But that's just life, c'est la vie, things happen. Numerous other events happen on the same evening. Obviously, here in Toronto, we were getting a ton of snow. Probably the largest snowfall that we've had this year, and hopefully it's the largest and hopefully one of the last, but it is still winter time, and Canada, you know, in Toronto, the winters go a little bit longer sometimes. So, you know, it's what it is, but we had a large batch ranging from 20 to 30 centimeters, depending on which part of the GTA you were living in. We got a whole bunch in the city right here. So after we're like, you know, we cuddle, we make the love several times, everything's gooch. We're like, you know, it's probably somewhere around 2-ish in the morning or evening rather. We're like, you know what, let's go to the 24/7 pharmacy like Mature Adults and get a Plan B and get the day after pill, and then, you know, that's what it is. And we're both like, man, everything was like fantastic. Not to say it took anything away, it just, if anything, for both of us, we were laughing, and also it made it memorable. I'm never gonna forget that night, because it was, here's the thing, once it snows here in the city, and I've learned this throughout the years, anything below 20 centimeters, even if the roads aren't plowed, it's still manageable. You can get your car out, it's all good. But anything above 20 centimeters, now you're getting into territories are, if the roads aren't plowed, am I gonna be able to make it out with my car from the driveway or parking spot? And that's what it is, man. So we go downstairs, I get in my car, and we're trying to, like, you know, move the car, but it's just not happening, dude. I'm there, it's a ton of, it's just not, it's one of those, it's just not happening. There's so much snow, my car's just stuck in there, and I'm backing in and backing out this ton of snow that hasn't been plowed yet, because again, it's 2 in the AMs. Try to, you know, dig myself up for about 10-15, it didn't work. I'm like, okay, screw it, let's just park back. Luckily, she was driving a truck, so she's like, let's hop into my truck, we'll go get the meds, come back, no problem. I'm like, sweet. So we hop in her truck, go down to the Shoppers, get inside, and, you know, she's a very nice lady, obviously beautiful, smart, all that jazz, and she's just like a little bit shy, I guess, in terms of like wanting to go up to the pharmacist. She's like, do you mind going to the pharmacist? I don't want to necessarily have to be there, I'll just go shop around for a few snacks and chips and drinks. I'll meet you back at the old checkout counter or whatever. So I go pay for the Plan B, get the meds, thank you very much, see the lady. We are now, we're like, I'm like, yeah, let's grab a couple of snacks, drinks. We grab those, we're about to. So I've already paid for the Plan B there's a area in the pharmacy, and it's a drugstore. There's a pharmacist with a pharmacy section, and then there's everything like over the counter stuff's all around you, food, snacks, everything. So I already pay the pharmacist for the Plan B. We're walking out. I'm about to pay for the snacks and everything, do that as well, and we're about to exit. But again, it's 2 in the morning, 2-ish, 3-ish in the morning, and there are a couple of security fellas, and unfortunately, or fortunately, for the night to be just a little bit more memorable, as we're about to make an exit, the security beeping mechanism starts going off, beep, 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 and it's just us in the store, and they're looking at us, whatevs, it's in the AMs, hey, can we have a look at your receipts, what's inside the bag? And here's my lady friend, here's my beautiful lady friend, having been a little bit shy, now wanting to speak with the medical professional whose job it is to provide you with the medical services in your time of need. She didn't want to have this, whatever. She's like, let me loop her so I don't have to be there for the, you know what it is, guys, you go to get the thing and it's bing, bang, boom, you're out, nobody's, whatevs. And here we are, instead having to pull every item out and be like, here's the snacks, here's the receipts, and here's the Plan B. All right, that's the Plan B that's beeping, son. And everybody's just like, and they're like, thank you very much. And, you put the Plan B back in the purse and you walk out, and it's just like an eventful night, a memorable night, a night that I know I won't forget. And that's what it is, boys and girls. Drove back. My lady friend did take the pill, which, if I could say, shout out to, I come down hard on Big Pharma a lot. I'm very much, anti-status quo, big corporations, big pharma is a big part of that. A lot of times I like to be like, F big pharma. In some instances, when people be doing right things, you got to also give them their flowers. So shout out to big pharma here on this instant for providing us with the old Plan Bs. You feel me? That's amazing. Thank you, medicine. Thank you, science. Pro science, this guy. Love the science. Couldn't be more of a scientist, or less of a, not a scientist, but I'm a man of science. I believe in the scientific method, and I believe when the pill works, oh man, that's fantastic, dude. You take a pill, no babies, amazing. That's crazy town. And I was thinking about this as everything was unfolding. My mind is going through a million different things, even though I'm not like too concerned, because again, given the fact that it was the third time, not much left in there. Regardless, you want to play it safe. Everybody wants to be able to sleep at night. Resting assured, no babies. So that's the thing. I'm just like, my mind in the middle of it, as long as, we're having fun and everything, but there's a portion of your mind where I'm just like, I'm starting to incorporate a baby into my act. I'm just like, I'm like, how would my baby be involved in how am I going to take this baby to open mics? And I will, dude. If you think like a baby's going to come out and be like, oh, I'm going to like stop you from following your dreams. Nah, baby, it's daddy's time. Daddy's about to go for the chasing of the dreams. So I'll bring the baby. I'll get a baby strapped into my chest with one of those chest strappers for the babies, and I'll get a fake tit and like just breastfeed if I have to. But we don't, thank God. Thank God for modern medicine. But back in the day, if this was 2,500 years ago, 5,000 years ago, I was trying to like do open mics at 5,000 years. You don't know. 350,000 years ago, if I were in another lifetime doing stand-up with a baby, note Plan B, baby strapped to this chest right here, tit and mouth, and there, fake tit in this mouth right here. You don't know me, fam. But thank God for modern medicine. Yeah, so 350,000 years ago, this guy would have, several times, this has not happened in a long time. I should say this, and shit happens. That's what it is. It's part of life, and you deal with it. It's, what it is. It's memorable. It's hilarious. But that's the thing. It got me to think, because at the same rate I'm thinking about how I'm going to incorporate this baby. There's no baby. There's like there's no baby, and that's the beauty of it. Thank God. But the point is, I was also like thinking of a joke that I made maybe several weeks ago of having found an article that was depicting a Roman condom of the time, maybe around 2,500 years ago, And the fellas back then would be using the pig intestines or sheepskin or maybe a combination of both and lather it up with olive oil, and then it had a little belt strap around it. And at the time, I'm like, look at these idiots with a belt strap to their condoms. I'm like, why would they put a belt? That was the plan B. The belt was the plan B, fam. Back in the day, thousands of years ago, the condoms came with a belt because you couldn't afford to have a slippage or a rippage. You feel me? You had to maintain. And hence is the reason why I'm going forward with my new invention, the condom with a belt. There you go, fellas. Ladies, you're welcome. Shark Tanks, Dragon's Breath, if you're ready to be part investors of this investment opportunity. For the initial investment, I will open a door, pull out a chair, whip out a pen, sign the dotted lines, numbers and money statistics, and triangles pointing up and down in all directions. Everyone's winning. Condoms with belts. Patent it right here. No one else will be able to produce these condoms with belts, because fellas and ladies also, are you in the middle of lovemaking? Did this recently happen to you as well? Did you have a little rip or slip, or maybe a combination of both? Mine was just the slip, no rip, thank God. But still, nonetheless, you got to play it safe and make sure you take care of business. But that's what it is. I'm introducing the new condom with a belt, and it'll just like regular condom, but with a thin belt, maybe using some sort of, I don't know, whatever, leather strap, a little, something, sturdy string, cotton string. We can do all sorts of materials. It doesn't matter. The prototype has been made. No, I've made it. I haven't. But we can make it together, and that's the beauty of it. And yeah, so it makes sense that 2,500 years ago you'd find a condom and it was coming in with a belt. You loop it around, son. That's what it is, because it must have been bigger and looser too. It could have just been, oh, you just go ahead and it's like basically leaving a large sock in a lady, which is probably no fun. And the thing with these condoms these days, I didn't feel a thing, she didn't feel a thing either, in terms of like it not being on. It must have slipped off at one point. And you know how you guys like take big pride in, oh, you don't feel our condom, so you won't even feel a thing. It's like nothing. I want to feel something. Next time, make it so that I feel something. It's too much not feeling something. That's too much. Let me feel a little bit something. That I should have, yeah. And for that, you're lucky I'm not suing, son. You're lucky, because that, if it's too smooth and if it's too silky and if it's too perfect and it feels like there's nothing on, maybe I should feel like there's something on. You know what I mean? And I didn't, and that's neither did she, which is no bueno. But nonetheless, we took care of business. It was fun. It was hilarious. Again, great weekend. I had a blast. I had a fantastic time. My lady friend had a good time as well. And that's what it is. You have these little interactions which are oftentimes not appreciated to their fullest extent, because I dig them. When I'm in it, I do boyfriend for, because I'm not just like I don't just hook up I do it for the full experience. I become your boyfriend for one evening, essentially. I do the cuddling. If we can have a little wine and dine inside, we can but for an evening, and that's all I can commit to. And I'm very straight up and honest with that, because it just makes life easier, especially where I'm at right now. And I gotta say this has come with this is something that low key, it's nothing to be like, oh, it's come with practice and over the years of gaining experience, going through different relationships, being in a little bit of a long-term relationship here, dating a little while, taking a break at some points, not even dating. And it's just right now I feel really good. I'm mostly focused on my work, but every now and again, if the opportunity comes about, your boy's out there also living life, essentially, because these are the moments that we learn about each other. You get to, honestly, aside the great sex of it all, there is that little intimacy that you hear somebody else's story, a little portion of it at least, and it's like, man, you learn so much from those interactions. At least I really value them for what they are, and it's fantastic. And I'll say this on the way back though, I'll say this, this is also another PSA that I wanted to just putting it out there, because I've mentioned something that the ladies could do to make the guys feel a little bit whatever, looking out for each other, essentially, when we're engaging in activities and whatnot. Compliments are always welcome. on the way back when we were driving, my lady friend, my beautiful lady friend, she turns to me and she's like, "Thank you for paying for the Plan B or the day after pill." I'm like, "Of course, you don't need to thank me. I've had a great time. I'm hoping you had a great time too." And it's, yeah, everything was fantastic. Sucks that this happened, and I honestly, like, if there was a pill that I could take so that we don't get pregnant, after, I would take it immediately. I'll take 2. I'll take 3 or 4 or 5, however many pills it takes. I would take it. But I'm like, no, like, this is mutual. Of course, I would pay for the pill. No, we don't. There's no we don't even, like, it shouldn't even be a discussion. But she's like, well, I've had friends who with a bunch of fellas here and there, and similar or different situations happen, whether again a rip or slip or whatevs, and the guy was just like, I ain't paying for that pill. And I'm like, and I heard this, and I'm like, you know, and I'm no saint here. I'm not trying to paint a picture, but I know, and that's why I'm like, please don't thank me. This is like the just decent, just what it is, just flat out neutral, decent human interaction. Of course I would. And it was just shocking to hear that there's a fella out there who's ripping and slipping maybe through a condom every now and again, and then I don't know what to tell you. That pill is on you unless you want to keep the baby. What? Insane. And ladies, if you end up with that fella, that is one of the, you know, again, I'm no saint, and I'm no, like, I don't set the bar high with any. I just be very straight up and honest and respectful with it. But like, at the same rate as a dude, there is a certain responsibility. If you happen to have a rip or a slip in the old condom, you gotta have sufficient funds to get the Plan B or the day after pill, fam. What are you talking about? And ladies, if that happens to you, and he's saying he's not gonna pay for that, abort that baby immediately. That is gonna be a full-blown retarded baby. You don't want that baby. Nobody will want that baby. If that fella is like, you want me to pay for this abortion pill or the day after pill or Plan B, you do not want that baby. That is a retard. And like, I love my retards. A little bit retarded myself, not gonna lie. And we all are, but that's a certain level of retard that you should not be letting loose. If a fella accidentally nuts in your vag and he's like, I don't know, I'm not gonna spend a few dollars to, you know, and take a little bit of the, just, you know, decency is essentially what it is. So that I heard that, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. So yeah, if ladies, if you ever come across a fella that have certain levels of I know I'm saying, like, you know, I'm not trying to like, and you know, I'm a big fan of just like everybody treating each other nice, equally, regardless of your genitals, whether you're male or female. Just, you know, if you're having a good time and all that, fair enough. I'm just saying, you know, it's yeah, I couldn't believe it. I heard it has happened apparently, and geez Louise, that is, yeah, that's your baby. You know what I mean? Like, that's you pay for the bill. Nuts. So in that sense, I guess I'm very, in that particular moment, I will turn sexist very quick, because that's what I feel like as a dude, as a male, and as something that I would, if I were to ever down the line have children, whether it be boys or girls, be like, yes, like there's certain things that, like, you know, as a male, as a you know, as a, and I don't, you know, these are things that you learn, and hopefully, I hope it's the right, it feels like the right thing. You would be like, you want to teach people to, like, you know, do their part and what is. Because, yeah, I don't want my son one day to be like, yeah, I got this, you know, ejacting a lady. I was just like, you get the pill. Or vice versa. I don't want my daughter to one day be like, oh, this guy just ejacked and he's like, get the pill. Like, any of that, like, it's just, it's bonkers. But I guess different people, and I'm not, you know, I'm not judging. I'm certainly, again, I'm growing up. You go through so many stages, and relations do get better as you age. I'll say that. That's why I feel very comfortable and like just good and like happy in where I'm at in life. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I think it was a funny story, and I think I'll either work that somehow. I think that's something that I could definitely use on stage, maybe bits of it, maybe work on different pieces of it. But I feel good about that story, and I'm happy that everything happened the way it did. It's hilarious. With that being said, ladies and gents, you know, large portion of my life is just I'm obsessed with comedy. Comedy is what I dream of, what I think of, what I breathe, what I live for, essentially, all day, every day. And portion of that is watching tape. Every now and again, I'll have to sit down and watch tape from, and there's so many wonderful people doing it all the time, and that I'm everybody, if you're in the comedy game, if you're a comic, whether you are just starting out like myself, whether you're green or a newbie or whatever, no labels or anything. I'm just like saying from my perspective, or if you've been in it for a few years, or if you're like, been in it for 5, 10, 15, 20 years on different levels, it doesn't matter. I'm a huge fan, male, female, kicking butt, taking names. Appreciate you out there, but sometimes I'll get busy with things. I won't have time to watch some of the specials that I want, but then I'll find time and I'll watch the ones that I really like. I love the guys, I love what they put out there, and I feel like through watching it, that's me like supporting it in a way, if that makes any sense. Not that it's like, it's just, yeah. And I would recommend you guys watch 3 specials out there. One of them came out a while ago, just a wee bit. I would say one of my favorite, most well put together stand-ups that I've seen in the past year or so, I would say Ari Shafir's Jew. Loved it from beginning to middle to end. It was fantastic and something I watched, not just like I laughed through it, and I try to learn from everybody out there as well. There's Ari Shafir, the Jew. I would recommend, if you've not watched it on YouTube, go check it out. That's a hilarious, great stand-up special. Another special that I had been meaning to watch for some time, Andrew Santino, shout out. Cheeseburger, if you've not watched it, great. It's on Netflix. I just watched that, had a whole ton of laughs. And again, I'm just like watching, and I go back and I'll watch different people from different eras, but these are the few of and the list goes on and on, but like different people that I really genuinely like love, and I love their work, fan of their work, and appreciate what they do. And then there's the OGs that are holding it down, keep doing it better and better, and things that I aspire to, and I hope to one day be able to, even if I could, achieve a fraction of whatever, and not to say that I never compare in anything. I'm genuinely, I get happy for people is what it is. It's beautiful to see it throughout the years, from where I've picked up on different people, or I've known for many years throughout childhood and teenagehood and coming up, learning about comedy in different ways, not even knowing sometimes that I'm watching all these things. And it's all incredible. One of the last one that I'll say, if you've not watched it, it just recently dropped. Shout out to Chris Rock. I guess he made his live stream. Is that the first live stream on Netflix? I believe so. Which was, I guess that's pretty dope. That is pretty dope. And he did a full hour. It was fantastic. Watched it from beginning to end. Talked about a whole bunch of stuff. And the biggest thing, I guess the title of it was Selective Outrage. And that's ton of jokes, and he definitely touched on the Will Smith slap situation. I think it was just great. It was just great. I enjoyed all 3 of them. I watched them, and I recommend you guys watch them too if you're a fan of comedy. If you like to laugh, if you like to watch, something that'll make you laugh and maybe think about a few different things. I highly appreciate these guys, and yeah, man, that's just what I wanted to put out today. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, we're doing it. It's March 6th, 2023. I'll be back here again on Wednesday. Where can you find these videos? I'm glad you asked. On Instagram, on YouTube, search Rob Sadri or Glad You Made It, and then you can check out patreon.com/Rob Sadri as well. There you can help support the show if you like, and we're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be back here again on Wednesday. Have a great start to your weeks, and I'll see you guys and gals very soon. Love y'all. Peace out. So the condom rips or slips off your dick. It felt so smooth you didn't feel it on your stick. Now all your jizz is in her hole. You better make it quick and run to the store. Is it called Plan B or the day after pill? Doesn't really matter, Mr. Pharmacist, just let me pay my bill. I just want the lady and I to be able to chill.